Welcome everybody. 24th June 2025, 10 till 6 in the year of our Lord. On Eastern Standard Time. Good evening, good afternoon, whenever, wherever you are. Let's get right to it. Trump administration live updates. Justice Department interview Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell. I know this is day 38 or whatever on the Epstein watch. Try 3 months free. Act now. Epstein lawyer Maxwell will try to make a deal with Trump. Alan Dershowitz, who's very reliable, sarcasm, is certain an agreement will be made and claims convicted sex offender knows everything, quote unquote. Steve Bannon's secret Epstein videos that are coming out next year, the tale of the tapes exclusive. He says it's a documentary, but the 15 hours of footage Bannon shot with Jeffrey Epstein were reportedly training for a 60-minute style redemption tour that never happened and paid for by Epstein himself. That's why I don't trust Bannon with as far as I could throw him. Bannon was still standing by his man. The rumpled former Trump aide reportedly advised Epstein from the shadows, joined strategy calls, and ultimately helped stage a behind-the-scenes media makeover, arranging a series of videotape sessions with Epstein's Manhattan townhouse in which Bannon served as his interlocutors. So I guess you could ask Human Events, what does Bannon know? I mean, they're out there saying, release the files. Apparently, he's seen the files. This is from RT yesterday. Trump admits he's in the Epstein files, which we mentioned in the Wall Street Journal thing. That he was admitting in briefing binders shared with influencers. It's admitted in the briefing binders shared with influencers. And he said, RT says Trump shared Epstein files with conservative influencers, DC Drano, Isabel Brown, Scott Presler, Colin Rugg. White House tells Reuters, Axios reports. That was during the photos, apparently those binders. So apparently Paso has that too. He got the binder. All those guys had the binders. Apparently they never opened them. AG Bondi calls out sick. Pam Bondi sidelined with sudden medical condition. I bet it was sudden. After bombshell report claims AG told Trump he was in the Epstein files. She tells him and she gets the cold. Pam Bondi abruptly canceled her appearance at a high-profile anti-trafficking summit on Wednesday, citing a sudden medical emergency. Attorney General, who has been under siege over the Epstein files, was scheduled to appear at CPAC's Summit Against Human Trafficking when a speaker at the event made the stunning announcement, quote, I do have a note from Attorney General Pam Bondi that I wanted to share. Acting Assistant Attorney General Matthew R. Gagliardi said. Then he read the statement aloud, quote, I'm sorry to miss all of my CPAC friends today. Unfortunately, I'm recovering from a recent torn cornea, which is preventing me from being with you. I truly wish to be able to join you and support all the work being done in this critical issue. We appreciate the applause for her, not the boos for me, so I will do. Get out of there. Jeffrey Epstein said he stopped hanging out with Trump, quote, when he realized Trump was a crook, according to his brother. Again, these are the days of your lives. Speaking of days of our lives, Hulk Hogan, which, wrestling is the same thing as politics in a sense. They all hate each other on camera, but when the cameras turn off, they love each other. And you can see that with Ric Flair and all those guys talking about it. It's common. They're all BFFs off the camera. It's an act, just like politics. It's an act. Lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. There's still video. Go type in the inauguration breakfast 2016. You will see Trump going, thank you, Bill and Hillary Clinton. I highly respect them. A week after he says, lock her up, you'll be in jail. They're friends. Hulk Hogan, Hall of Famer, wrestler, and actor, dies at 71. Heart attack was the problem. Now, obviously, some people are going to say about the union, he's very common to know. Roy's has been an issue. His real name was Terry Gene Bollea. Grew up in Florida, WWF Wrestle Hall of Fame, known for walking out to his theme song, Real American, representing national patriotism within the wrestling world. Sword of Fame in 1980s after winning against the Iron Sheik and cementing Hulkamania momentum in one of the most culturally impacted matches of his career. There's anybody that's my age or my generation, we remember watching WWF Sundays, WrestleMania. I remember being at my uncle's watching WrestleMania 14, whatever it was. Hulk Hogan was the man, Ultimate Warrior, all those guys, Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. Yeah, there were fun days of watching all that. Hulkamania. Let me tell you something, Mean Jane. Oh, it's great. Anyway, Rock Raskin and Pache, say some prayers for him, because most of online media already has canonized Saint Hulk Hogan. His feast days, paternal feast day will be the 24th of July, according to the X accounts. All you have to do is die. He did get baptized in one of the flavors of Christianity. I do not know which one. You know, it's one of those jacuzzi swimming pool type deal things. So he ended up being a believer. Who knows what he believed in after that, how he lived. So outside of the onliners, obviously pray for his soul. Trump seething over South Park mockery on eve of Skydance Paramount deal closure. White House lashes out at desperate season 27 premiere. I wish I could watch it or play it. I used to be a huge South Park guy, but obviously when you become into the faith a little, just itty bitty bit, you can't really have both one foot in South Park and one foot in the church. It's very raunchy, but they did an Epstein episode. ICE moves to shackle some 180,000 immigrants with GPS ankle monitors. In our War Pigs edition of the program, Trump launched nearly as many airstrikes in 5 months as Brandon did in 4 years, according to numbers from the ACLED. Trump launched 529 airstrikes in 5 months, while Brandon launched 555 in 4 years. You know, give Trump the peace medal. That's how you win it. The more you blow up, the more peace. You win the peace medal. Look at Obama. And then Trump tried to get the peace medal by drone bombing more than Obama. He didn't get it, so he's got to up his game. The ACLED found that Trump oversaw 529 airstrikes compared to 555 launched by the Brandon term. The majority of Trump strikes, 470, have been launched in Yemen, where the Trump administration carried out a very heavy bombing campaign from March 15th to May 6th that killed more than 250 civilians. Man. U.S. Africa Command told AndyWar.com on July 15th that it carried out at least 51 airstrikes in Somalia so far this year. So far. He's 529 in 5 months. Give him a year. Give him the whole year. Wait, he can rack those numbers up. Sandbagging right now. Israeli minister, Gaza will be wiped out and will become totally Jewish. Heritage minister, a member of the Jewish Power Party, has previously suggested nuking Gaza was an option. Gotta have that ethnic cleansing. Trump administration, this just came out about 10, 20 minutes ago. Trump administration approves a series of arms deals for Ukraine totaling $652 million. Hashtag I voted for this. The deals included Bradley fighting vehicles, Hawk missile systems, not Hawk 2, air defense support, and howitzer refurbishment. Now, his promise before he got elected was he's not going to do that, and he's probably given $1 billion worth of that arms so far to Ukraine. Speaking of Ukraine, protesters in Kiev showed no signs of dispersing as night falls. Flares lit under the sound of air raid sirens. Crowd demand urgent restoration of anti-corruption agency powers. Zelensky submitted a bill to parliament, backtracking, but no date has been set for a vote. And more Ukrainian news. I got a different one. It's somewhere else on here. This is happening now, a couple days ago. In Tel Aviv, we marched with pictures of the children in Gaza that were starved to death by our government and our army. We cannot accept it. We call people to refuse the starvation, to refuse the killing, to refuse the annihilation. Again, you don't have to, just because your government is doing it, doesn't mean you have to cheerlead for that government. And one of the things is when you talk about other nations, it's the government usually, is not the people. So people of Israel probably aren't horrific war criminals like Bibi and other people are. Just like most of you people are not average Zionists like most of the federal government is. Even the state governments, because most of the state guys are just as bad because they want to get into the feds. Doctors and health officials report wave of hunger deaths in Gaza. This is a Financial Times. And as always, just a reminder, underneath the show notes, I've already put these in there. So if you want to click during it, if you want to just say, I don't want to hear this guy anymore, just go off, hit the links. You got it covered right there. Trump media invests $2 billion in Bitcoin. The company plans to use its assets to generate revenues, according to the statement. Yay! Days after stablecoin. AstraZeneca, the bill's largest U.S. plant in Virginia, as part of a $50 billion investment in U.S. Hashtag Maha. Trump referenced the announcement in following days in over office remarks, framing AstraZeneca overall $50 billion investment as a response to U.S. trade policy and the political climate. Thank you, Governor Glenn Youngkin, for selling out. That announced Monday, pharmaceutical giant AstraZeneca will build its largest single manufacturing drug facility. These are legalized drug cartels in Virginia as part of the $50 billion investment in U.S. operations. You can file this under the Water is Wet file. Forever Chemicals now linked to disease suffered by 35 million Americans. Probably everybody's like, yeah, well, the sun is also hot. Americans exposed to forever chemicals have up to a 31% higher risk of type 2 diabetes, the new study warns. Pentagram pulling 700 Marines off LA protest response mission. Thank you, because they are not the National Police Force. The Pentagram is continuing to wind down its troop deployment to LA, and now withdrawing around 700 U.S. Marines who deployed to the California city last month in response to civil unrest. The New York Slimes, Elon Musk. I was trying not to say another word for him. Warns potentially rough times ahead. Shares in Tesla were down in pre-market trading as the car maker lays out the risk from Trump's tariffs and is scraping the tax credits for him. So, of course, he's going to say there are rough times ahead, but he wasn't saying that while he was in. Now, when he got kicked out, lovers quarrel. White House orders tech companies to make AI bigoted again. A ban on woke AI in government aims to control the politics of chatbots. After delivering the subscription thing hit me. All right, we'll go on. Mummies on cannabis gummies. Meet the mothers getting high at home. Want to get high? Tally from South Park. Frazzled American parents are swapping a nightly glass of Chardonnay for chewable THC gummies. But are they ignoring the health risks? RNC chair expected to run for Senate in North Kakalaki as Laura Trump opts out. She was living in Florida. She apparently has property in North Carolina, and they were trying to get her to come back to run because now Roy Cooper is going to run for the DNC. And until Laura Trump went out, there was nobody going to go because you had these two big names going after each other. So now there'll be more people in the RNC going in. Here, no one should go. No one should care about the feds, anyways. Electricity prices are soaring under Donald Trump. Electric prices on the U.S. been climbing in 2025, despite DJT's repeated pledges to reduce energy costs. Trump said in an opinion piece in Newsweek ahead of the last year's election that his administration would cut energy and electricity prices in half within 12 months for both businesses and American families. He has blamed former President Joe Brandon's administration for contributing to energy price hikes. Newsweek reached out to the White House for comment via email on Wednesday. Oh, I got a thing? Average price. Okay. Brace for soaring energy bills. Biggest U.S. power grid sets power costs at record high to feed AI. Very soon, if you want AI, and even if you don't, you won't be able to afford AC. Great. Just this morning, we warned readers that America's largest power grid, PJM Interconnect, which serves 65 million people across 13 states and Washington, D.C., and more importantly, feeds deep state central Loudoun County, Virginia, also known as Data Center Alley, and which is recognized as one of the world's largest hubs for data centers. Had recently issued multiple maximum generation and load management alerts this summer as the heat pushes power demand to the brink which with air conditioners running at full blast across the eastern half of the United States. I can admit that it hasn't really stopped. The next 10 days, I think, is supposed to be 98 and 99. High 70, low 80 at night. And I mean, weather manipulation, yeah, that would bet that has a big thing of it. And they're not expecting a lot of rain at all next week. I'm trying to keep the plants from dying. But as anyone who has not lived under a rock knows, the deeper issue is there's simply not enough baseload juice to feed the relentless, ravenous growth of the power-hungry AI server racks at the new data industries or centers. There is simply no new capacity to meet new loads, says Joe Bowring to Bloomberg, president of Monitoring and Analytics, which is an independent watchdog for PJM Interconnection. Quote, the solution is to make sure that people who want to build data centers are serious enough about it to bring their own generation. I don't want them at all. We can blow them up, whatever. We don't need them. Well, there's another situation, crank up prices to the stratosphere. And that's precisely what happened. As Bloomberg reports, business and households supplied by the largest U.S. grid will pay $16.1 billion to ensure there's enough electricity supply to meet soaring power demand, especially that from the massive build-out in AI data centers. This puts capacity price per wattage each day at a record $329.17 from $269.92. There's a side just a little bit for you. News facilities consuming as much power as towns or small cities, coinciding with a wave of older power plants shutting down and lagging investment in new supplies and grid upgrades. Yay, there we are right there. CBS News, U.S. birth rates hits all-time low, CDC data shows. So what did Trump do? Oh, well, I don't have it up. Trump gives every baby born from now to the next year, I think, $1,000. Yeah, as long as you get born, you got to – does it have it in here? No, it doesn't have it on here. Which, I mean, it's taxpayer money going to newborn babies. Something like socialism or something like that. But what do I know? It couldn't happen under the MAGA flag. Not at all. Stablecoins could trigger a crisis at the heart of the financial industry. Another water is wet part right there. Politico, a separatist movement is brewing in Canada, but don't count on a 51st state. They shouldn't join. What they should do is secede from Canada and just stay independent. It'd be the definition of insanity. If you let's break away from Canada and join the Titanic. Call me. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith on her province's relationship with the United States, how she figured out Trump and the state of trade talks ahead of the looming August 1st deadline. I just got done walking. I'm dying, and I probably can't even read. Like, sorry. Try 3 months free. If you still want to try 3 months free, we're still pushing it out. Why the scientist believes bread is making us sad? Probably because it's garbage. If you're feeling depressed or run down, it might be a time to avoid gluten. Gluten's not the problem. It's how they make the gluten. First, the bread is pretty much a sponge of crap. If you want bread, you got to either make it your own. Look up, is it called Bread Bible? You read the stuff that bread was made out of. You can live off that stuff. What is this stuff made out of? It's got some kind of all this oil stuff that sucks up it's garbage. It's literally crap. They get the guy. Is it Dave's bread? That's probably the best you can get at the grocery store. Costs another $1 or $2, but it's well worth it. It's got good stuff in it. It's not this. So yeah, it is making people sick. Bread is that kind of bread, but it's not food. It's crap that's in a bag. Basically, if you get bread from the grocery store, it's not bread. They call it bread, but it's not the real stuff. Again, either make your own, grow your own food, make your own bread. There's ways you can do it, or get the good stuff. Pay an extra $1 or so just for your health wise. It works in the end game. You can't outrun a bad diet. Food, not lack of exercise, fuels obesity. Studies find. I mean, again, water is wet type deal. I mean, I tell people all the time. When I was a trainer, it's 90% of what you gain or lose is from what you eat. You can bust your butt as much as you want in the gym. If you're eating like crap, doesn't matter. You eat what you put in, Garbage in, garbage out. That's Chuck E. Cheese employee in mouse costume arrested by TBD for credit card fraud. Tallahassee Police Department for card fraud. Imagine being a Chuck E. Cheese as a kid and you see the mouse being arrested. Fearbuck puts out from Waves, this company is facing backlash over its new camera glasses, which records in stealth and allows live streaming. It has sparked concerns about secretly recording individuals without their consent. Most people are totally okay if you read the comments on here. So what's the problem? Literally, you can film, record, and all this through these cameras. You can hit the button, clip saved. There's a streaming online. And there's the camera. Forget about spy cameras. This guy, they're talking to each other, and he goes, he tells her, are you recording me? Here's Elon. Hipster Gates. That's a hipster Elon. Starlink, James Evan Pilato says that. Starlink satellites will be able to broadcast direct to your mobiles. There will be no dead zone anywhere in the world for your cell phone. Your phone will still work even if there are no cell towers. Starlink will save lives. Now, if you think about that longer than 3 seconds, you'll notice that there's no place to hide. There's an article TLAV, the Last American Vagabond has talked about Stargate, Starlink there's no place to hide. It surveils everything. It's exactly what it is. You get your slave device on you, tracking device. He's just telling you there's no place you can hide. It will work, and wherever it doesn't work, it will still work. There's that many satellites on you. It's a spot. We played that thing by Trump all the time from 2019. Now I will be on with the digital fence. Elon wants to replace planes with rockets. SpaceX Starship could take you from New York to Sydney in under an hour. It skips jet lag by literally launching you into space and back down somewhere else. It's like teleportation, but with fire and Elon energy. So strap your butt to a rocket and go pow. This the White House, because the White House is now just a meme on X. Is basically just a meme site. The hottest country anywhere on earth. If you've ever watched the movie Idiocracy, that should be the first thing you see. The color, the whole, everything that they put up is almost like Idiocracy in real life. This from last night that he posted. This is early today. America is the country that started the AI race, and as president of the United States, should be these United States, I'm here today to declare that America is going to win it. Palantir yesterday, or was it yesterday? This was yesterday. Remember, we found that. I go, holy cow, the AI.gov is the AI.gov site we went over yesterday. Yeah, they unlocked. And Palantir, this should make you go, oh no. AI is the birthright of the country that harnessed the atom and put a man on the moon. With today's AI action plan, the Trump administration has written a source code for the next American century. Palantir is proud to support it. Oh, no. These guys are fine with killing anybody out there, and everything you see with Lavender, that's Palantir. Lavender is a little situation where they pick out who they want to kill, and they do it. And then you got the gospel created by Palantir, which they ended up just going to figure out who they want to bomb after that. This is not good. Here's an unlimited hangout. PayPal presidency part 3, new world currency with Mark Goodwin. In this episode, Whitney is joined by Mark Goodwin to discuss how the passage of the Genius Act is the culmination of decades of the PayPal mafia's efforts in the digital finance space. Check it out. Again, it's already underneath in the show notes. I think it's a Rumble has it on the video, but if it doesn't play for you now, it will play later for you when they unlock it for everybody. In good news, we'll finish on a good news a little bit. Not all heroes wear capes. Do you remember Dr. Kirk Moore, who gave people saline instead of the Rona jab and was facing 35 years in prison for not injecting people with the poison? He's now been fully acquitted. Yay. Good. And in a real yay. Good. You good. God bless all the doctors and nurses stood up against the tyrannical government. You'll be remembered as heroes of the era. Thank and yeah, glad he did. There was a few docs that did that from all over the world. It's good that the common sense came out and they didn't throw him in the pokey for 35 years. Anyways, again, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz. The band is still there. You're seeing this. And I'm doing everything I can, commenting on as many people as I can, clicking all the likes, hearts, and all that stuff, trying to get the algorithm beat. Still being throttled. Anyway, do your best. A lot of people still say they don't see the videos coming out, so check out, hit like, subscribe, all that jazz, comment. Tell me if I stink or if you like it, whatever you want. Anyway, have a great rest of the day. I think Rick just texted me that we're going to do news from the pew later tonight. So anyway, God love you. Have a great day. And of course, thank you.